Yo, hello, good day, guten tag, and kalispera. This is The Truth About Men, and what do? I'm Kieren, and I'm an author and a men's dating coach, and I set up this channel to help you understand, you who is a woman, or maybe a gay man, to understand what the freak is going on in the minds of the men that you date. The men that you meet, they're doing stuff, it drives you wild, crazy, up the wall. What the hell's going on? Now, something I do want to say is that in order for me to explain what is going on in the mind of a man that you're dating, I have to step into his shoes. That does not mean that I agree with his actions, but I can't tell you what's going on in his head without explaining how things are going on in his head from his own perspective. Okay? And the purpose of this is just to make sure that you can live a happy, cohesive, and productive dating life with people of the opposite gender. Today, back by popular demand. Okay? Popular demand. I have my ex, Marianiki, aka Spartan. And we have a question, which is, my ex won't leave me alone, which is by Michelle. It goes, hey Kieren, there is a guy I know who has been chasing me for 6 years. 6 years.
6 years.
6 years, right? That's over half a decade. 60% of a decade, this man's been chasing her. He sends me nudes with his dick out, excuse me. He tells me how different I am. He sends me pictures of food. He says he wants to start a relationship with me. He says I'm like the most unique woman he's ever met. He invites me round to his home. He said he wants to have children with me. He wants to settle down with me. Said he wants to look after me. I constantly turn him down, but he always comes back. What is up with this? Why would he hang around when I've constantly told him that I'm not interested? You tell me.
This is very interesting. I mean, 6 years is a long period, you know?
It is literally a long time. That's like a significant percentage of your lifespan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're in London. Because, you know, London is a big area, you know, with many different people. I mean, yeah.
Okay, but what does that have to do with why he's doing what he's doing? What are your thoughts on that?
Because, like, if you're in a small area, you don't really have too many options. So probably maybe he doesn't have options and he has stuck to her. But yeah, I'm amazed by the time. 6 years.
All right, so this is what I will say. Number one, it is kind of crazy that this man is spending 6 years chasing you. So Michelle, you must be a very beautiful woman. That's number one. But that's okay. Number two, so something that most women don't realize, right, is that persistence does work. So I might have said this before, but it's very common to see a married couple and to see like the woman say something like, when I first met my husband, I did not think much of him at all. But he kept going, and he won me over. Do you agree?
I've heard that.
Yeah, you do hear that a lot. And the thing is that, as well as that, when, say, as a man, there's a no, which is like, I'm not interested in you at all. And then there's also a no, which is like, I want you to chase me, or I want you to win me over, or I'm not, it's not like a necessarily absolute hard get the fuck out my face, but I have just enough interest in you to kind of keep this thing going. And you don't necessarily know which is which. And like I say, persistence does work. Men all over the world are winning women over just by grinding and refusing to stop. Like there's a phrase called like last penis standing. Yeah.
Really?
There's literally a phrase
Is this a phrase?
last penis standing.
Okay.
And what that basically means is outlasting all the other men. Okay, so this guy is doing some last penis standing. Now he's really pushing it because this is 6 years.
Yeah.
Right, but fundamentally
Really?
there is that. So what else do I think is going on in his head? Well, I think he really likes her. Like he does. Like 6 years. If it was just about sex, he wouldn't be trying for 6 years. I don't think so. So I think for for him to be investing in her for 6 years, I think he really sees something inside her. But I also think he doesn't have much options as well.
This is what I thought, because especially in London.
But what makes you think they're in London?
I don't know. That's what I wonder. That's why I said I wonder if they're in London or if they're in a small area. Because if it's a small area, I understand. Maybe he cannot find other interesting women. But if you're in London, or New York, I don't know, a big city anyway, you have options.
Yeah. But here's the thing though, when I say options, I don't necessarily mean he doesn't have options in the sense that he's in a small place with no other women, which is possible. When I meant options, what I mean is I believe he doesn't have many women around him who want him. That's what I mean.
Ooh, I see.
So he might be in New York, which has tons of women and tons of beautiful women. But even though he's in New York, those women don't want him. Because the simple fact is that, look, I'm sure Michelle's amazing. However, 6 years, it's like if he was surrounded by loads of the women that do it for him, and they're all like messaging him and like, oh, when are we gonna hang out? Or they're liking his posts on Instagram or whatever, he would be getting with some of them. But he's not. So I think it's number one, last penis standing. Number two, he genuinely does like her. And number three, I don't think he's got anything else going on. You
Okay,
agree?
interesting.
But what should she do? Well, honestly, it's kind of like this. So, like I said before, men are aware of the fact that persistence works. And as a result of men being aware of the fact that persistence works, it means that men will be persistent even with women who have no interest in them. Even when it's not going to work, they might be persistent because persistence does work and maybe it will work with this woman. You see what I mean? There's a chance that it will work, so let's give it a shot.
Okay, I've got a question.
Go on.
He persists for 6 years, okay? And we don't know what he does from her side. Looks like he says no all the time. And looks like she hasn't said yes, and maybe she will not. This is not gonna hurt his ego.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, it's a question.
So are you saying that by her kind of stringing, well, not necessarily stringing, him chasing her for 6 years, does that hurt his ego?
No, I mean, if he keeps chasing, and at some point he's like, okay, yeah, good, everything is good. But
fabulous.
Yeah.
This is what he wanted.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
But now we're in 6 years. Maybe he'll continue to 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Or maybe he will stop. If he stops and she hasn't said yes yet, it's not gonna hurt his ego.
Of course it is.
Oh, okay.
Of course it is.
So it's like he takes a risk again as well.
Yeah, he's taking a risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, something to say as well, because I've had women say to me that they are surprised that men have feelings, or they don't realize it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Men are humans.
I have a very good friend, very conscious woman, very spiritual, etc.
Yeah?
I explained to her that men get upset when they're rejected, and she's like, oh my God, you're blowing my mind. Men have feelings? Oh my God. And that's true. And here's the thing. So every time he sends her a message, he's putting himself out there. It's kind of like if you're an artist and you make a song and you send it out to like record labels to say, do you like my song? And they're like, no. So he's constantly getting micro rejections constantly for 6 years. But there's no way it doesn't hurt.
Okay, I've got a question. Is it possible that he has another 1 or 2, 3 women?
Of course he does.
For these 6 years?
Yeah. Like,
I haven't finished my question.
okay, sorry, my apologies. My humble apologies.
And he says to other women, I want to marry you, I want to be with you, I want, like, whatever he says to her as well.
That's possible. It's entirely possible. What I would say is this. If there's a gun to my head, I think she is the main woman.
Okay.
If there's a gun to my head. I mean, look, it is possible. So I'm not going to sit down and say, no, definitely not. But what I would believe is for 6 years, he's into her. He sees her as being like his queen or whatever. But of course, he's not just going to put his eggs in one basket because she is constantly rejecting him. So he is still trying to meet other women.
Of course, I'm just asking.
Oh, is he saying the same thing to all these women?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Okay.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Okay.
If the life of one of my family members is on the line and I have to make the right guess, right, I'm gonna say probably not.
Because it's already risky to say to her and get rejected, right?
Not even just that. I just think but then there are men who are crazy enough to do this. But like an average guy isn't going to be chasing like multiple women for that long. Maybe like it's possible, but I just think she's most likely the main woman that he has a thing for.
Okay.
That's what I think. But there we go. And that has been another episode, unless you got something to say, something to add.
The bottom line is...
Oh yeah, well, she needs to just cut him loose.
Okay.
I mean, because here's the thing. This is just the truth of it. She's like, oh, this guy's chasing me for 6 years. Okay, fine. But I don't believe that she has definitively told him to go away.
Right.
I don't think so. For instance, I got with a girl once, years ago, and she had a man who was chasing her. And this is what I told her to do, and she did it. Every time he messaged her, I had her send him a picture of me and her together.
Wow.
Every time he messaged her. Every time he sent her a message, I had her send him a picture of me and her. Some of them were actually sexual.
In bed.
Like kind of, like nothing like X-rated, but like there was like she's in a bra or something and I'm like with my arms wrapped around her. And I had her do that every time he messaged her. So he'd say like, hey, what's up? And then she'd send a picture of me kissing her on the cheek. And he'd go, hey, what's up? And then there'd be a picture of us like, I don't know, doing something, which is like, this is the man in my life. That man went away.
Wow.
Now, why did I have her do that? One, to get rid of him. And two, because I was pissed off. And it was like my male ego coming to the forefront. I'm not going to lie. That was my male ego. Because I wanted to hurt his feelings. I wanted to get rid of him. Just to be fair. Just to be like truthful, sorry. I'm not saying like this was like my crowning achievement. But I did do it and it did work. But my point is you have to be definitive.
Yeah.
So unless you're gonna actually, if you don't actually say to a man, I am not interested in you, there might still be a chance in his eyes.
Okay, so bottom line is you think he's sincere, A, and B, if she actually doesn't want him, to tell him bye-bye and block him.
Yeah, like categorically.
Okay.
Categorically, like, look.
Just to give the answer, you know?
Yeah, categorically, I care about you. You seem like a great person. Well, you are a great... After 6 years, you're a great person. I care about you, but you're wasting your fucking time. I'm not into you at all. It's never going to happen between us. I'm now going to stop responding forever. Please have a great life. I wish you nothing but the best. There's no animosity, but it's never going to happen. Goodbye. That. Just like, you know, when you... Like, you see, when you have a job, like, let's say you're the manager at an office and you have to fire someone, you don't, like, leave it open to interpretation. You let them know that they're not welcome in the building on Monday.
Yeah. You give notice, and after the notice...
But it's like, it's clear.
But now there is no notice. It's like, boom, bye.
Yeah, there we go. And that is what she needs to do. And this has been an episode. No, I keep saying episode. It's been a video, episode of The Truth About Men by me, Kieren, and by the lovely Marianiki. Hello. How can people find you if they like the cut of your jib?
On Instagram, Marianiki London.
And how do they spell that?
Marian for November. IKI, London.
And I am... Oh.
I think it's .com as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you type Marianiki London, you're going to find it. And I'm at Web of Chaos, WEBOFCHAOS. And guess what? I've got a book as well. It's called Preeta's Web of Chaos. And it is a young girl's journey of transformation as she learns that deep down within her, she is far more than she ever felt possible. And one of the strongest, most powerful, most courageous most amazing beings in the entire universe. Give it a try if you like, and bye-bye. Oh, also, like and subscribe as well. Like the video, subscribe. Oh, by the way, what do you think about this guy as well? What are your thoughts? So let us know your thoughts about this in the comments. Slam the notification bell and see you later.